Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So yeah, we're still in the same situation as we were basically in the previous video. We still have two wave counts here. We've got the yellow count and the red count, both pointing to short-term upside potential still. And I will definitely go with them until they are invalidated, because that just has to do with the larger context, of the chart. If we look at this overall wave count here for Bitcoin, we are in an ending diagonal, in my opinion. So this move off the high back in August to where we are now can be counted as an ending diagonal, an A, B, C pattern. So it's a 3-wave move down. Within the wave 3, we've got 5 waves. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the 4th wave theoretically could be finished. I did say that already last weekend. We did rally a little bit afterwards. It's not my primary expectation it's already finished, just because I'm looking for the ideal wave structure. And it would be ideal to move a little bit higher. However, as I said before, if we have something like a WXY here, we have enough waves to finish the 4th wave in green, and we could already go down straight away. But nobody will know that until we break below those support areas that I indicated on the chart. So I will not be able to tell you with confidence that we are already in the 5th wave if we drop below, until we drop below the red area. How could I? Because the red area is another support area, and we've got basically 3 scenarios on the chart. You could say we've got the yellow count, which is still valid, where we could rally higher into the area between 19 and 20k before we top and then come down. Or we have the red count, which allows us to retrace a little bit more here and then go up, maybe not as high, and then come down. If we go down straight away, this would only become primary expectation below the red support area. And what the key relevant levels for each of the scenarios are, we'll take a look at that. My primary expectation is still, as you will have realized, further short-term upside potential, and that the market is going to use that. Of course, the last couple of days weren't really good for the short-term bullish case for Bitcoin. And bear in mind, please, that, and to understand that, you need to understand market structure. We are, in my opinion, in a wave 4. So the wave 4 is a corrective wave. And the corrective wave goes against the higher level trend. So any move here to the upside is naturally weak, because it is going against the higher level trend. All we are doing at the moment, technically, from a structural point of view, we are correcting the strong decline here around the 9th of November. So this was an impulsive move down, you could say, even though it wasn't technically impulsive because it is in an ending diagonal, but it was quite strong. And the move up here, well, it was impulsive because it was a 5-wave move down within a wave 3. But the idea, is that we're now in this wave 4, which is a corrective wave pattern, so it's far less strong. So you get more ups and downs, you get more corrections. It's quite funny because just a couple of days ago, everybody was super bullish. Now we've seen a few red candles, everybody's suddenly getting bearish. And that is exactly the sentiment that produces these wave patterns. The bulls aren't strong enough yet. You get bullish rallies, and then a lot of sellers are still taking profits, selling into the rallies, and so on. A lot of uncertainty. That's why I don't think we have seen the low for Bitcoin yet. The low for Bitcoin, in my opinion, from what I can see now, will be in the region around 14 to 14.5k. What I can imagine is going to happen is maybe we come down a bit more, go up, then come down, hit support here of this wedge. 14 to 14.5k would be ideal. If we drop below that, we could even go down to the 88.7% FIB level at 10.5k. And from there, we could then rally to the upside and finish the bear market. But that can take weeks or months to play out. Some people asked for the higher level wave count. And by the way, because I get these questions regularly, obviously I cannot cover in every video the higher level wave count of Bitcoin. As channel member, for example, you get access to all live charts on TradingView. So you can look at all these wave patterns whenever you like, all the changes I make, even before the videos come out. So if you're really interested in short-term updates also about other cryptos that I don't cover every day in the videos, maybe consider that. But what is the higher level wave count? The higher level wave count is that Bitcoin is in a third 1-2 setup, higher degree. So we had a 1-2 here, we had a 1-2 here. This is another 1-2 setup, 3 1-2 setups that form the foundation for the future growth for Bitcoin. What is most relevant is this pattern here, the wave 1 to the upside, the wave 2 to the downside. We should, as soon as we put a low in place here, ideally between 14.5K, put the wave 3 in place to the upside, target around 125K. This is an ABC pattern, when overshooting wave B back in November. And yeah, we've been coming down in this ending diagonal. The whole wave, well, actually the whole of wave C is being regarded as an ending diagonal, a 5-wave move, but each of the subwaves is ABC. That works, that's possible. There is obviously other interpretations. You can count this wave 1 as a 5-wave move. You can count the wave 3 as a 5-wave move as well, the wave 5 as well. It's just a different way of looking at it. It doesn't make a great difference to the targets down here. Yeah, so it's just sort of one of the interpretations. What is more important is to get the higher level waves right here in 5 waves, and to understand what's happening down here. And yeah, in my opinion, we are close to the low, which doesn't mean we couldn't drop to 10.5K, for example. So that's still possible. But looking at where we're coming from, of course, we are close to the low. The downside potential is much lower than the upside potential at this stage. Yeah. But that is the higher degree wave count. Now let's go into the 1 hour chart just to explain again where we are. So Bitcoin at the moment hovering around 17K. That might change in a few minutes when I upload the video. Maybe we'll already see the volatility because the US stock market is opening. But my view is still, as I just said in the in the overview, that we are still in this wave 4. I see it as an A, B, C pattern. The C wave ideally as a 5-wave move. The yellow count, Ethereum is already in the red count, yeah? Need to understand that. Ethereum is already in the red count. Bitcoin is still holding the yellow count, which would be the short-term, more bullish count. However, we need to turn around very, very shortly, or the yellow count will get very unlikely or will get invalidated. The yellow count is a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here in the wave... the top of the wave A, yeah, that was here on Wednesday. We're now coming down in B and would move up in C. So the C wave should be quite a bullish count. This is a possible reversal area for this count. This possible reversal area goes down all the way to the low of the wave 2. So 16,760, 16,750. We're already at a point where we should really turn around now. Don't see any effects yet. Depends to a degree on what the stock market is doing when it's opening, but it's important to understand that below the yellow count, we're most likely going to drop into the red count. The red count is short-term a bit more bearish. It's generally more bearish because it's only a 3-wave move, A, B, C. Yeah, in a B wave, we could come down a bit lower into the region between 16,400 pretty much and 15,890, 880, yeah. Before we find a support level. That is another opportunity to turn around. But to be honest, if we drop below that level, so below 15,880, then I think we have already peaked in wave 4. I cannot say this with confidence yet, absolutely not. My primary expectation is still further upside. Why? Just because we are still making higher highs and higher lows. So how could I come to the conclusion the trend has changed? I can't, because there are still bullish patterns available, and the target for a wave 4 would ideally be a little bit higher. So that is the conclusion why I'm still leaning towards either the yellow or the red count, short-term bullish. But bear in mind, this is only anyway part of a corrective wave pattern, which would eventually most likely result in a lower low. So this is not bullish. This is very short-term bullish. And anybody who's trading this needs to understand that we are in a diagonal pattern. Diagonal patterns are to a degree less predictable than impulsive wave patterns. So expect a lot of changing wave counts on the shorter time frames. What else to say? I think someone asked me in previous videos, why do I not see this just here as a WXY and then here an ABC? That's absolutely possible, and that is exactly the pattern when we could have finished here the wave 4, yeah? And we would then come down. That's possible. So therefore we need a bit of patience. It's all about understanding these key support areas, and if you want to bet on the price turning around in here, yeah, you feel free to do that, and you can set your stop loss below those boxes if you like to. That's entirely up to you. I'm not telling you to do this, I'm not telling you that it definitely works out, because we are in a diagonal pattern. This is, again, less predictable than an impulse. So you need to understand that and have your risk management in place when you trade diagonals, or again, this could just be a corrective wave pattern as well. But yeah, my view is ideally still pushing higher short term, into the region 19 to 20k, and then up there we've got the decision point where, how are we going to come down? Do we come down impulsively in a wave 5? Do we make a lower low, or is it maybe, have we maybe put something more bullish in place here, and the next correction, will that be only a correction, so a corrective wave pattern which will not make a lower low? But at the moment, the primary expectation is one more lower low. It just fits much better the overall context. And that's where we are with Bitcoin at the moment. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.